Welcome back, and here you can see one of the ribs that's been printed out with a 3D printer, and you see we've switched to a little labeling system there that will transfer through into the molds and ultimately to the parts. So here you can see the guys working on laying up the heavy coats there for the upper wing skin. So this is the last of the large wing skin molds there, and they're just getting ready to start laying that up. So if you remember last time, I was ordering a whole bunch of the fittings and things like that for all the plumbing for the turbos, and you see some of this has arrived here from Summit, and these are the fittings there, the AN fittings there for the water cooling on the turbo, and also some there for the oiling system. So I'm still waiting for more to come from Jegs, but next week I'll be able to start putting that all together if I have the welding stuff all back from Brit. And there's the tanks that we're going to be using to run from the test stand. They're just basically marine grade outboard tanks. And there on the left, that's the electric fuel pump that we're going to be using, and then in the middle there is the fuel filter that we're going to be using, which is just a marine grade one. And there's one of the gauges there, the turbo boost gauge that we're going to be using. We have a couple of those. And here you can see the guys are working on laying up that heavy layers there on that mold, and they've already put down the layer of 1/2 inch core there to give the mold some extra rigidity. Being such a big mold, we didn't want to put ribs all the way through because they may imprint onto the actual part later on. And here's one of those winglet plugs, and you can see this one's already getting waxed, or almost actually finished on the wax. Zach's been working on that pretty furiously to get that one done, and the other one there just to the left of it is still needing to have final sanding on that one. So Thursday morning, all the nasty weather that had blown through on Wednesday evening had basically passed us and was already south of us, and I jumped in the car there, 6 o'clock departure, and this is buzzing through downtown Atlanta there, and actually didn't hit any real traffic or anything. It was all moving super fast, and so had a nice start to the trip. And heading down there, so 7-hour drive down to Lakeland, and I unfortunately had a little bit more video of this, but my GoPro kind of stopped working for some reason, so I kind of missed the rest of it, and this is a little bit blurry, but anyway, it's kind of cool to see what it was like there driving down early in the morning. And 7-hour drive, and I arrived about 1:30 in the afternoon, so it worked out good. So I figured while you're taking a little bit of the views from the show, I'll give you an update on sort of things going on. I actually got to meet with quite a number of people. Today is Friday, around the show there, and a lot of them had placed deposits already, so it was cool to catch up with all you guys. You know who you are. And also was meeting with MT, and I've got our prop sorted out now, the exact one that we're going to get, or we think so anyway. And so it's actually going to be a little bit bigger in terms of diameter than the velocity, and give us a little bit more performance for the horsepower that we have. I also talked briefly with the guys at Vertical Power that are offering, or they're going to be providing the electrical solid state unit for us, so we don't have to use a traditional circuit breaker system. And also talked to Brian again over at Garmin, and just got a few more details from him on how long it takes for delivery when we place orders and things like that. So here's the interesting thing that I found. This pretty neat little truck, this, and it has a radial engine in it, which is a real old school one from probably the 1930s or something like that. So I thought it was kind of interesting that here someone's put an aviation engine in a car. So just good enough for us to put a car engine in an airplane. But yeah, this is pretty neat how that thing was hooked up. And the show actually has been really well attended. I was actually surprised how many people here. This is kind of late in the evening, all this video, so obviously everybody's kind of already gone for the show. There's a nice bird strike there, just happened to land right on the pitot tube. And this is really cool. This is an old 747 engine that this guy's converted. He's basically put it on a golf cart and drives around. Has a couple of regular airline seats in it. We'll see shortly. And he's got a stereo cranking on that thing, and they drive it around. And it's basically for the young eagles. And it's really neat. There you can kind of see it. It's pretty much the 747 engine cowling. I'm not sure how much of the back part of the 747 is, but he's got a pretty loud stereo system in there, and drives it around. So I thought it was kind of neat. People are doing this sort of engineering kind of stuff in there, and you can see, and he has a spinner in the front that you can see through when you're sitting in the seats in the front. And he just basically drives the kids around in there. There's the seats, and there you can see the kind of spinner. It's neat. So anyway, enjoying the show so far, and I'm meeting up with a couple more people tomorrow, but then I'll be back in the shop on Monday and working hard on the engine, and obviously everybody else has still been at the shop. Anyway, that's our update for this week, and thanks again for watching.